TPE 8, Learning about Students. Question 6. Your knowledge of patterns of child and adolescent development helps you understand, in general, the social and cognitive level of the students described in the Students in Teaching Context section. So there are 3 parts to this question. Be sure you include all 3 parts in your answer. I'm going to read each part. What other information about the students would be useful in planning a lesson? Be specific. How would you gather that information? And describe specifically how that additional information would impact the design of this lesson. To answer these questions, you can refer to the second page of that packet where I've listed additional student information, which lists where to get it and how to use it. Now, some of these things you're going to be very familiar with because you've been actively using these pieces of information as you've designed lessons in student teaching. So draw on your student teaching experience, and you can be specific to maybe what Washington Union High School uses. It would be just fine if you were to reference something that you've used in student teaching. Now for a 2, the rubric states that you would identify general information that would be useful in planning any lesson, and that you would describe in general terms how they might go about gathering that information, or the teacher might go about gathering that information. In addition, the candidate describes in an accurate but general way how the additional information would impact the design of the lesson. So again, you could be very short with your answers. You could use bullet points. That is acceptable for a 2. For a 3, you would need to provide much more detail. For a 3, you would need to identify specific additional information about the students that would be useful in planning this specific lesson. And when it says this specific lesson, it's referring to the lesson plan that you're given on exam day. It also says that you would describe in detail how you'd gather additional information, and you want to be very specific about that as well. And again, I recommend that you draw on experiences that you've gained while in student teaching.